Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you this week? Good.
Well, there's a variability, but on the whole, pretty stable.
Good.
How about,
What's that?
how about you?
All's well over here. Just busy, busy. Planning and sculpting some intensive teacher trainings that are about to take off for fall. I'm leading a
Oh,
25-hour Bhakti yoga teacher training, an intensive. So
wow.
my mind has just been very focused on that as far as sculpting the daily curriculum and getting the manual ready. So lots of teacher stuff. But it's very exciting. It'll be my first time doing something like this.
Sounds challenging and exciting.
Lots of details.
I bet.
But it's really exciting. As I continue to work on it, I get really excited about it. So it's a lot of inspiring stuff brewing.
Great.
Yeah. All right, so tonight we're gonna work with 2 blocks, 2 bolsters, and a blanket. And let's find a comfortable seat. Go ahead and allow the eyes to close and settle in. Let everything just drop away. Take a big breath in through your nose. Big sigh out of your mouth. Another breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it away. And then allow the palms to rest face up, taking your right palm to rest in the left palm. And just allow that to rest in your lap. Allow a soft tuck of the chin towards the chest for the back of the neck to lengthen, so that you can sit up a little bit taller and lean back ever so slightly in space with the back of your heart. Just a few breaths here. Noticing how the hand variation stimulates the breath. Right, as we have the right hand resting in the left, our nurturing side is called to hold and support our active side. So this is a pause, an opportunity, especially if things are getting busier and busier in the outside world or in work. And maybe this could be an opportunity to soften the right side, soften the side of action that wants to go, go, go and do, do, do. Maybe tell it to quiet. And to allow the left side to do a little bit of the work for the right, letting the nurturing side come into action. And just by merely holding the right hand can do a lot. Right? Sometimes it's just giving the affirmation to the right side that it's okay to slow down every once in a while, even for just a pause for 5 minutes, or in this case, we've got a full practice, an hour practice. An opportunity to step into rest. Just a pause for a brief moment because things will always keep going. Once you get off the mat, you'll just be that much more rested and ready because of a brief pause. And we'll take a few rounds to start our practice of a Sitali breath. I believe we did this a couple weeks ago. We pucker the lips, keeping the lips slightly open as if we're sucking air through a straw. The tongue is right up against the opening of the lips so as to receive the cool air in. So I'll demonstrate once and then we'll do it a couple rounds together. So I'll take the breath in, keeping the lips puckered, feeling the cool air hit the tongue. I take in as much air as I wish, and then I'll seal the lips, gently exhaling, sending all that cool air throughout the body. And it very well comes out through the nostrils, and it'll feel slightly cooling as well. So try to keep it soft on the exhales. Let's try it again. Pucker the lips, breathe in through the straw. Seal the lips as you exhale, soft. Thunderstorm is coming in. Did you hear the thunder on your end? Let's breathe in Sitali breath. Maybe it's making its way to you. It's these hot summer storms that are rolling in. So we'll cool ourselves. Couple more rounds with this Sitali breath. At least 3 more rounds on your own time. Breath in for Om. Take a breath in through the nose. A sigh out of the mouth. Gently breathe your eyes open. And let's meet on our backs for Banana Asana. Oh, it really got dark out there.
Wow.
feels much later than it is. Spread the limbs wide. Settle into the earth. Feel the spine grow long beneath you. Take a settling breath in and a settling breath out. And then we'll take our banana asana going to the left tonight. So right ankle crosses over the left. Right hand goes to find the left forearm or wrist, making sure that we keep both the shoulders and the elbows grounded. So if anything starts to lift off the ground, just take out some of that curvature, some of that arcing shape. Maybe the left cheek falls towards the left armpit. Close your eyes and settle in. Breath in through the nose and a sigh out of the mouth. In this first pose, it's a nice opportunity to explore the breath, explore how even the voice riding on the breath has an effect on the body. Observe and move through sound and breath releases, perhaps a sigh out of the mouth or a flutter of the lips, or even a hum, to see what sort of shifts or space you can make in the body, right? By giving yourself a little vocal assist to the body. And it's just even a release by extinguishing some air out can further deepen ourselves into the posture, into these poses. And if you hear the storm where you are right now, maybe listen into that and see if maybe that can support your practice this evening. Soothing storm practice. I'm with you. Don't worry. Just letting you enjoy the space and the storm. We've been here for about 1.5 minutes. We have I'd say a minute left to go. See what you can soften, but still keeping the shape, right? Maintaining a balance between work and softening. Right, it's up to you to almost be your own guide throughout this yin practice. Right, you know best what what sort of resistances are coming up in the body and where, and what you can do to help perpetuate a release by means of breath. Because no matter what we're doing, whether it's yoga, vinyasa, or in our case, yin, if we're not breathing or actively a part of the conversation of breath, we may as well not be doing anything at all. The breath is what brings us into the present moment, helps us to assess things with clarity. Right? Because if we continue to hold the breath and hold ourselves in the space, then we're holding on to ideas and we're holding on to stagnation. But if we're breathing, maybe we're breathing into change, we're breathing through it instead of running up against a wall, right? Or creating the resistance for ourselves. Sometimes we just have to breathe. So let's do it. Take a big breath in through the nose. This time, audible flutter on the breath out. Yeah, ooh. Perfect timing with the thunder too. Big breath in. Audible flutter on the breath out. Right? Be a part of the storm even. Gently uncross the legs first and then uncross or release the arms. Find that X shape at the center of your mat. Give yourself the gift of a breath in here to settle into the shifts and the changes that you've created, and just notice and observe the difference of this X shape from when you first started. And then when you're ready, you'll take your banana asana over to the right. Left ankle will cross over the right. Left hand finds the right forearm or wrist, maintaining the groundedness in the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the arms, elbows, wrists, hands, right? Make sure all the back side of the body is on the ground so that it's a genuine approach to the practice, even something as simple and passive as a banana asana. Right? We'll find deeper depths if we're honest with ourselves in the beginning, avoiding injury and force. Find a breath in, a gentle flutter on the breath out, and soften into the pose. Right? There's so much that's already been said, and I can very well keep talking, believe me. But sometimes there's more to learn in the space, in the silence, because then you, as the practitioner, have the opportunity to listen to your body, to heighten your sense of self, and to learn that you too can be your own healer, and that I am here as a guide to help facilitate or suggest ideas of release. What a powerful practice with the storm. Right, let this storm be symbolic for the practice. Rain, water is symbolic of change and letting go and washing away and cleansing. So maybe tonight for our practice, maybe it's focused around just that, a cleansing of the day, the week, or whatever. What does cleansing mean for you? Right? Assess that for yourself. What does that look like? And maybe with each breath out, you are letting go of something, a thought, a reaction, maybe something that happened earlier today or earlier this week that's just been going over and over and over in the mind. Maybe take this as an opportunity to let it go. Let's go through a few rounds of breath together. Taking a breath in through the nose, flutter of the lips, breath out. Again, breath in, gentle audible flutter, breath out. Right, and observing the different effects on the body, right? When we flutter without the hum behind it, without that audible resonance, and then when the resonance comes in, do we notice a difference? Let's try it. Let's breathe in through the nose. This time just hum. Yeah. Feeling the whole back body reverberate just by your own doing. Breathing in through the nose. Gentle hum, keeping the lips sealed. Using your mind, imagining where you can send it. Again, it doesn't have to sound like anything pretty or anything specific at all. Hum for the feels. Final breath in for your banana asana. Breath out, do anything you'd like. Take in another breath. Extinguish it as you'd like. Release the feet and then the arms. Find the X shape at the center of your mat, nice and slow, taking your time. Yeah. Maybe you find stillness, or you stretch and reach the limbs in opposite direction, right? Reaching for the four corners of the room, stretching through the toes, the fingers, the heels, the palms of the hands. Breathe in. Exhale, just soften. And then connect the legs together, step the feet to the ground one by one. Gently pull the knees into your chest. And rock over to your left side, pausing on the left side for a brief moment. Your head can rest on your left shoulder. Right hand is on the ground in front of you. Press yourself up to a seat. Next pose will be butterfly pose. We don't do this one too often. But we're gonna grab a couple of things, actually all the things. So blocks will come in front of us for our head to rest. This shape is going to look like this, where the knees peel out, bases of the feet touch. But we're gonna support underneath the knees. So I'm gonna get Mr. Puma off of the prop situation here. You're a good boy. And we'll come to sit on a blanket. And I like to face the long ways of the mat. Of course, you can face any which way that feels good to you. Just make sure there's softness below your seat. You'll take one bolster on the right, another bolster on the left. And what am I doing? Here we go. Feet connect. Knees fall onto the bolster. Right, so that the hips are externally rotated, but we're not falling splat on the ground. There's a little bit of support here so that we feel a lift in our sit bones so that we aren't rocking back into the lumbar spine. We feel like we can travel a little bit more forward and find ourselves in the present. Blocks. Now, in this case, blocks, what I like to do, I'll rest them on my feet and I'll stack them at any level that I need, finding a way that is nicely balanced and sturdy. Arms will frame the blocks, and the third eye comes to rest. Nice, gentle forward fold. Beautiful. Let the eyes fall closed. Take a breath in. Flutter the lips, breath out. If the block is steady and solid, you might rock your third eye. Whoa. Oh, that was a really loud clap of lightning over here, or thunder. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. We're over by the water, so I think we get it a little bit extra over here. You can rock your third eye from side to side if the block is sturdy enough. Giving the third eye a little massage. Whew. Explore your breath and explore your sound. Learn to be a bit more curious and comfortable with the voice, your voice. Breathing in through the nose, taking the breath in, and then keeping the lips sealed for a hum. Right, there's a lot of power in having that connection of the cranium being supported on the blocks, right? Because when we resonate, when we sing, the cheekbones, the whole cranium kind of vibrates. And so when we send out our sound, it comes right back to us because of that physical connection of third eye on something. Helps us to release the tensions in the face, like the eyebrows, the jaw, the teeth, the tongue, all parts of us that hold on unnecessarily throughout a day. And sometimes we don't even realize it, right? Yum, yum. Final breath in for your butterfly pose. Take it in and then let it go. I'll give you another round of breath if you'd like to take another one in and extinguish it the way that resonates with you. Right, so there's so many different ways in that maybe one thing, maybe one way of using the breath or the voice works for you. And when you're ready, you'll use your hands to press down into your palms to help yourself upright. The blocks may fall, that's okay. Put them to the side for now. Keep them close, we'll use them. And then we're simply just gonna stretch the legs long for caterpillar. So it's a neutral forward fold. Legs are long. We're still on the blanket behind us. I'm gonna face you because that just feels better to me. And then blocks will come down the center. And the way to do this is I like to maybe put one at the narrowest level between the legs, just so that the legs keep a little bit more neutral. We don't want to widen them just yet. That'll come later for dragonfly when we spread the legs a little wider for a further hip opener. For now, just neutralize the legs, so hip points face forward. And any setting to lower the third eye to rest. Soften the feet and then soften the palms face up to frame the legs. And the bolster is there, so it brings the ground to you. All right, you don't have to reach too far out in front of you. It's not about touching the toes or the ground. All right, find the softness. Beautiful. Gentle breath in through the nose. Audible flutter on the breath out. Mm. 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 So I am hosting a hum and yin mantra meditation workshop at the end of this month. Um, it's basically what we do here, but it's extended. We open with a bunch of guided mantra meditation where we cycle through the 7 chakras. So we sing the mantras that are relative to the 7 chakras, and then we flow through some yin postures and we harness our voices just like what we do here, right? As we flow through yin. This will be an in-person workshop at LL Studio. Marta also knows them to be Laughing Lotus. I'm not sure which location we're doing it at yet. That's to be determined, or at least brought to my attention. But it's happening on the 28th of this month, which is a Saturday at 2 p.m. And I believe it's going to be a 2-hour workshop. So we're going to go deep in with the hour of mantra meditation and then a deep yin practice for a second hour. So if that's something that sounds good to you and you want to hang out in person, I'd love to see you. And if Marta's back in town, I'd definitely love to see you both there. And I will, of course, let y'all know more details as the day comes closer. But I just thought I'd share that with you because it's essentially what we do here. And, it's actually been through this class that I've cultivated this unique approach to the yin practice of incorporating a little bit more voice into the healing space making practice. Final breath in for your caterpillar. Take it in and then let it go. Use your hands to press yourself upright. And then blocks to the side, keep them close. We're gonna go for full dragonfly next, where we're gonna open the legs a little wider, grabbing both of our bolsters, one on the right and one on the left. So, doesn't have to be too wide of an opening, something that's comfortable for you. Make sure that blanket is still behind you, acting like a little wedge, so that you feel a little bit more on the edge of that blanket rather than completely on top of it, right? Let it just give you a little boost up and forward. And then, just like we've been doing, blocks down the center, any setting that works for you. Yeah, lovely. Arms will frame the blocks, palms face up to further surrender and let go. Lovely. Find a breath in through the nose and a flutter of the lips, breath out. Really nice. Final breath in for your dragonfly. Take it in. Audible flutter of the lips, breath out. Another breath in and let it go any which way you please. And anytime you need more, the practice is yours. When you're ready, press yourself up to a seat, upright. Now blocks to the side. Take one leg down the center and then the other to meet, just to neutralize the legs, maybe a little shimmy. You might even lean into the hands back behind you, stepping the feet to the ground, maybe some windshield wipers side to side, maybe. Then we'll meet, let's see, almost on our backs. We're going for deer pose, so it's kind of like a little twist, a little bit of belly, a little bit of back. We'll take one of our bolsters down the center of our mat and left hip up against the bolster. So we're gonna twist to the left first. Second bolster or blanket, up to you. I like the bolster, I like the space between my thighs. It helps keep it at a hip's distance apart. And also because they're really large, so I get the full range of my full leg on the bolster. So my foot doesn't hang off. I get to really support the ankle joint as well. It's important. Hands will frame the bolster, so you take a gentle twist, looking towards the back of your mat or towards that bolster. And then you slowly begin to walk the hands to the ground, maybe coming onto the forearms to start, right? Maybe pausing there. If you have a block nearby, you could very well put it on the bolster for your third eye to rest. And maybe you're ready to completely recline onto your bolster. Yeah, bringing the belly and the chest onto the bolster. Gaze is in the direction of your bent knees. Close your eyes, soften into this pose, and breathe in. Sigh out of the mouth. Gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest, so the back of the neck grows long, and there's an element of bowing in, right, and quieting the mind. You may have even experienced by doing so that with each breath in, you'll experience the spine grow long, and you'll feel the breath enter through the back body, right, expanding through the back body, because you're breathing into the belly. So as you breathe into the belly, let the resistance of the bolster carry that breath to the back, right? To the back of the shoulders, the backs of the ribs, and the low back. Nice. And just a reminder, the hums don't have to sound pretty. They can quite literally be grunts or groans. Even a drone. I want to say drone because that's what we have on the harmoniums. It's these little pegs that come out to help produce a sound. And it's called a drone because it just rings in one sound. And it's not necessarily a pretty sound. It's quite flat. But I guess that's the beauty of, the harmonium, and the beauty of the dissonance is that we breathe and move our sound on the dissonance to move through those sticky parts of the joints, of the myofascial tissue, the deep intestinal organs even. Right? Sound has a very powerful effect on the body because we're mostly made up of water. We can make some great shifts by incorporating a little bit of a humming mantra meditation to our yin physical asana practice. Right? In bhakti yoga, it's said to be the most potent spiritual practice to enlightenment, or to greater understanding, not only of self, but of the world and the greatness around us. Big breath in for your deer pose. Take it in. Audible flutter of the lips out. Take a moment to take any other last breaths before we move to the other side. Explore, experiment, be your own teacher. When you're ready, palms will face down. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders to gently press the ground away. Coming up to a seat and turning yourself around to the right side, taking the bolster with you, moving slowly and with awareness. Pardon my back as I turn around, taking the shift to the right side. Right hip is on the bolster, or I should say up against the bolster. We're not on it, we're up against it. Hands frame the bolster, and be kind and slow with yourself as you move into lay down, maybe coming to the forearms first, and then the chest, and then the right cheek, taking our gaze in the direction of our bent knees. Yeah, settle in. Eyes are closed. Find that soft tuck of the chin towards the chest, right? Honoring both sides, balance. Honoring both sides of the neck even, both sides of the vertebrae. When you're ready, you'll take a breath in, and then an audible flutter on the breath out. Mm. Mm. And sometimes the sound has to be drony. Sometimes it has to sound like grunts and groans because I think, and I'm saying that I'm emphasizing I think because that's what I have personally felt in my practice, that once I've gotten to that that level of hums where it's not even an actual tone anymore, it's just a grunt and a groan, that's almost like the body telling me I'm at the end of making space a little bit, because we're kind of squeezing out the nitty gritty, that last little bit that is really deep within us, especially when we're doing these little twists, right? We're moving through a lot of things that we've taken in throughout the day, not only food, but happenings. So it might get a little sticky here. Let it get sticky, and love the stickiness that comes out of you. Love the sounds that come out of you, no matter how silly or ridiculous or ugly even. We got to go through the ugly to get to the radiant, right? Learning to love your breath and your voice as it is, no matter what comes out. It's just sound. Part of the healing process. Little less than a minute to go. See where you can take yourself. See where your breath and your voice can explore in your body. Mm. 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 Final breath in for your deer pose. Take it in any way you wish and let it go any way you wish. One more round on your time. When you're ready, taking your time, palms will press down, slide them underneath your shoulders, press the ground away, come up to a seat. Nice. Yeah. And then we'll remove the props to the side. Maybe find a little bit of stillness. And then we'll set up for our final pose, heart bench. One block at the highest setting, second block, medium setting. Just about an inch and a bit away from one another. Bolster comes to rest on the blocks. Make sure it's nice and balanced. Take your blanket, rest it on the top of the bolster. That'll be your pillow. Second bolster we'll use to support the legs. So once you've got your prop set up, your back will come to face the propped up bolster. Second bolster is beneath the thighs. Keep the hips and the knees neutral to start. Tent the hands outside of your hips and slowly recline back. You can even hold on to that bolster. I like to do that as well so that it doesn't slip out from under me. Check in with the blanket that's behind your head. It's supposed to just be a pillow for the head so that the vertebrae is nicely stacked without the chin hiking up towards the sky. And you could even upgrade it a little bit by tucking the corners under so as to create a little cloud-like cocoon pillow for your head so you feel nice and cradled. Arms can fall by the sides, and as for the legs, it's up to you. You can lengthen the legs long, keeping the hips neutral. You can even step the feet to the ground and open the knees, bases of the feet to touch. Yeah, so two options there. Or either keeping the legs long and neutral, or bases of the feet together, knees wide for a little bit of a hip opener. These are both beautiful choices. I'd have to say that keeping the knees open is a lot more cooling, and more quieting rather. But you pick what feels right in your body, of course, always. That's why I give options, right? Because everyone feels a different way. Everyone connects to the practice in a different way. Just like in school, not everyone learns the same way, so you have to have, or it's only supporting to the student to have different ways of approach, right? Because not everyone is going to take in the information the same way. Once you've found your pose, soften into it, get nice and comfy. Eyes will close. Breath in through the nose. And a sigh out of the mouth. And surrender to the practice, surrender to your breath, surrender to the props that are holding you. All you have to do is stay close to your breath and love your breath. Learn to love it. Feel free to stay in this position, this heart bench, reclined goddess position, or come onto the ground for Shavasana, whichever you like, whatever resonates with you deepest. Remain as you are, and we'll om out right here on our backs. Breath in. Om Shanti. Peace from me to you. Beautiful practice.
Thank you, Brianna.
Thank you, Sam. Take your time, linger, have a great night,
You
and I'll
too.
see you next week.
See you next week.
Take care.
You too.